A very good evening. You're watching NewsX with me, Gauri Dwivedi. Political tussle takes interesting turn in Madhya Pradesh. On one hand, in a major jolt to Congress in Madhya Pradesh, Congress's missing MLA Hardeep Singh Dang has reportedly resigned. Sources tell your channel that Hardeep Singh has sent his resignation to Kamal Nath and NP Prajapati. On the other hand, two BJP MLAs have now met Kamal Nath yesterday, triggering huge speculation. Remember, in the past also, two BJP MLAs had in fact cross-voted in favor of Kamal Nath's government. Where do things stand right now? The political tussle, is that likely to continue, with each side claiming that they may be closer to the numbers, with BJP saying that it could be 4 to 5 people from the Congress, the lawmakers who may be willing to jump ship. In the middle of all this lies the Rajya Sabha election, where as of now, one out of the two seats that BJP holds, name has come out, Uma Bharti, the woman Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh who defeated Digvijay Singh in 2003, forcing him to take a political vanvas out of Madhya Pradesh for a decade. We come back. Let's first listen in to what Kamal Nath has to say. Kamal Nath's son has to say. Remember, it's now Bakul who is the Member of Parliament from Chhindwara. We come back and talk more on what really is happening in Madhya Pradesh right now.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपना खेल खेलती रहती है, वो वही दोहराना चाहती है जो उन्होंने कर्नाटक में किया है। हमारे 4 विधायक अभी मिसिंग हैं। कल रात को एक विधायक ने इस्तीफा दे दिया, लेकिन हम भाजपा से यही कहते रहे हैं कि आप फ्लोर टेस्ट करवाइए, हम अपनी बहुमत फ्लोर टेस्ट में स्पष्ट कर देंगे, लेकिन वो खरीदारी में लगे हुए हैं, ये अपना पुराना खेल खेल रहे हैं।
All right, KC Sharma representing the BJP. Dr. Syed Abbas, essentially the contra voice on the panel, will be with us from Bangalore. Sumit Peer, political analyst, and Joyita Basu, my colleague and editor of the Sunday Guardian. Before we get in the political voices, Joyita, let me start with you. How do you read this situation? Because it's got even more interesting since yesterday when we spoke, simply because there are two BJP lawmakers who've met Kamal Nath, and then there is one Congress MLA who's resigned, indicating that there's just enough and more flux right now.
Well, actually what happens, you see, Kamal Nath is a seasoned political player. So which way the game will turn, I mean, it has to be seen. But of course, if the BJP MLAs are planning to walk out and join the Congress, because they shore up the numbers of the Congress, which the numbers are coming down right now, and Kamal Nath may even lose his majority. I think the whole, thrust of the Kamal Nath, at least the political move that the Congress is making in Madhya Pradesh, seems to be, to ensure that the numbers are there and then to form a cushion. And to have a cushion, I mean, of course, we have to see who these MLAs are, what kind of a relationship they have with Congress, so that needs to be seen, and only then we will know which way things are going. But having said that, obviously, it looks like an attempt is being made by Kamal Nath to create some sort of a cushion for his government.
KC Sharma, Kamal Nath is also a tough cookie. He even in some crucial legislations had to be passed. Two BJP lawmakers cross-voted in favor of his government. So he's a tough cookie to crack.
That is fine, but the real problem is like they promise a lot, but they haven't completed even 20%. So there is a pressure from the public, pressure on MLA. They are not able to go into their area. Whenever they go to the area, public asks them, why you are not doing it? Why you are not preparing our roads? Why you are not, what you said, like you will, you will provide the assistance to the farmers. Why you are not doing it? So that pressure is changing their mind, and they are coming towards the BJP. That is why we are doing nothing to impress or to bring those MLAs.
So why did two BJP MLAs meet Kamal Nath?
Because they have some relation. In politics, everybody has a right to go and meet
so
whenever
if
they want.
BJP MLAs meet
So
Kamal Nath, then they have relation. But if Congress MLAs meet BJP, that is because they are disgruntled.
Just try to understand. If Hardeep Dangji resign and say the Kamal Nath was intentionally ignoring and isolating him, because the Hardeep ji was having a pressure from the public. Public was asking why you haven't done anything for us, and MLA itself cannot do. if the government is not supporting, if government is not providing funds. So that is the one perfect example what kind of the problem MLAs are facing even from the Congress. So they are looking the alternative, and they know it very well. If they go for the BJP, and they have seen the BJP government, in the BJP government even the Congress MLA were having a wonderful support, and they were able to complete at least the basic work which they should do into their areas. So I think that is encouraging them to come towards the BJP, and we are confident this government will not survive long.
Okay, so his government will not survive long, but the question is how much of that has been at the egging and very active participation in toppling the government by the BJP. Sumit, that's the question that many have been asking for the last 3 days, and there is enough to connect the dots.
I think, ma'am, in politics, there is politics is the science of possibilities. I would say science, not the art. Because, you know, when there is a trio in the Congress, we know there is infighting between, there are three finite camps, and they don't want each other, they don't like each other. There's infighting. This infighting causes undercurrents, causes fixtures, makes the whole structure weak. Now, on the other side, you know, there are people who are politically active. They have been a good political option for 15 years. Now, if these disgruntled people want to walk to the other side and say, you know, can you kind of help us? We're not happy with the hair. You know, a lot of MLAs are not happy with Mr. Kamal Nath. And, you know, they're not able to do their job. With infighting, MLAs are not happening. So there are things on the other side. So in Rajniti, what do you look at, ma'am? You look at possibilities. If A doesn't happen, then B or C. So these people are also seasoned politicians. Let's not kid ourselves. They are not the 13-year-old boys, you know, whom you can take here and there. They are seasoned politicians. They know their options. As we know our options, or we are discussing the options, they know their options much better than us. So they are kind of exploring their options, because at the end of the day,
seasoned politicians, they are seasoned politicians.
Yeah.
But which is why I am saying, obviously, there is far more than what meets the eye. And, you know, Joyita, that is where it gets more interesting, that 3 of Congress lawmakers are still missing. 1 has resigned. 2 BJP lawmakers have met Kamal Nath. Are we then to look at a scenario where this flux is going to continue till the time the whole Rajya Sabha issue is sorted out?
Well, obviously, yes, I think it is like that is a possibility, because you have to also see in terms of what role exactly Digvijay Singh is playing, whether he is also behind the turmoil that is going on. But yes, Kamal Nath, as you just mentioned, Kamal Nath is a seasoned political player. He has started creating, he has started stitching up his own cushion. So I think, I mean, whatever the BJP might be saying, in fact, there is some talk about Shivraj Singh Chauhan is very keen that he should be coming back, considering he has been totally moved to the sidelines. But the fact of the matter is that I don't think this is going to happen, because Kamal Nath is a very shrewd political player.
Just one quick point. There was a report in the media today, sometime around 3 o'clock, that 10 of the Congress MLAs are really missing, and it also said that a big chunk is ready to kind of jump the ship. So there is a Scindia Ji's faction which has, in my opinion, I've been always maintaining the stand, they have not opened their cards. What are they up to? How will they align when that, when the winds turn? So how do the masts align of a ship? That's a very important thing which people have to watch out. And I mean,
so how long will these winds blow?
Can I make a quick point?
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
it has to be seen which way, I mean, whether Scindia is nominated for the Rajya Sabha seat or not. It is being expected that he will be one of the Rajya Sabha seat, which is a certainty now for the Congress. Now, if he is not nominated,
both sides are certain of one. It's the third seat for which there's going to be a lot of tussle.
No, even for Congress, I would like to know who that
candidate
one seat is.
Who will be nominated is.
If by chance it is not Scindia, then the game, I mean, then there's going to be major trouble in Madhya Pradesh.
I think it's beyond Rajya Sabha seats, honestly.
Syed Abbas, is my voice reaching you? Okay, so before I get in, Syed Abbas, respond to that, KC Sharma, that as is being talked about, there is enough and more flux on both sides, and this is going to continue till the very end. And also Joyita pointed out about, you know, internal tussle between the BJP. Shivraj Singh Chauhan wants to stay in the state, but the BJP central leadership is keen on bringing him to the center, ensuring he paves the way for somebody younger to be, groomed in to state politics.
Actually, I don't believe in this. We are the cadre-based party, and whenever the party decide, whomsoever it is, they adhere that, and they happily adhere. And Shivraj ji is just such a senior leader. You might have seen PM Modi ji's tweet yesterday. He was saying, "Happy birthday to my friend." and party colleague, see Shivraj. So PM is also calling him as a friend, not as a colleague only. So try to understand, he's a very, very senior person. He's into the parliament board. So nobody can like dictate. I think the combined or group decision will be taken. And what I feel, the problem is they haven't fulfilled loan maafi, support to the farmers, roads, as well as they haven't done anything for the employment. So that is creating a problem or pressure to the MLAs, and MLAs are not satisfied, and they are also feeling ignorance from the current Kamal Nath CM. So that is why they want to shift, or they are thinking of shifting. So this problem is not generated by the BJP or from this
a little over
election.
a year. Only a year has completed. It
so
has
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because the foundation.
It still has 4 years to complete all of this.
Actually, they haven't got a majority. They just because got a few more seats than us. And there wasn't like anti-waves against the Shivraj, but because of there was some certain issues, let's say particularly the reservation issue, so that caused some harm for us.
Upper caste anger hurt the BJP in Madhya Pradesh.
The reservation issue caused some problems for us, but this opportunity was not like the right opportunity. The people wanted the BJP back, but they formed the government, and they also took a support from the independent and small parties.
No, all that has happened. 15 months have passed since that. So what's the point?
So the point is now 15 months are passed and they haven't completed even 20% what they promised. So now the public is asking the question. Public is not happy. So public is putting a pressure on MLA. If you want to come again as MLA,
you know,
you have to do what
I
you
would
want.
be so delighted that if in our democratic system we actually had a situation, Joyita, where the public representative felt pressure from the public that because the promises were not being fulfilled, quote unquote, they were under tremendous pressure to reach out to the leadership and ensure something is done. If only we lived in those perfect democratic setups, then a lot of our public issues would in fact be addressed. Having said that, Joyita, then are we then to look at a scenario where both sides would keep up the ante, so to say? As I said, Mr. Kamal Nath is a seasoned politician. He knows the state politics inside out. He is also aware of the internal dynamics within the Congress party, Digvijay Scindia camp. So is he now going to continue these overtures to some of those BJP lawmakers who may be okay for the possibility of a switch? Because fact, whatever said and done, Chief Minister is still Kamal Nath.
And Chief Minister is not only just Kamal Nath. Kamal Nath has very good friends in the BJP camp as well. Kamal Nath was very close to Shivraj Singh Chauhan as well at one point of time, and I'm certain that closeness is still continuing. So in fact, it was said at one point of time that BJP was also really working with Kamal Nath at one point of time, because Digvijay Singh may not have got along very well, but Kamal Nath is a very seasoned politician. So he is very, but here what we are not talking about is the Kailash Vijaywargiya factor. You see, that is where the clash is there between, there is factionalism between in BJP as well. It is Kailash Vijaywargiya versus Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Kailash Vijaywargiya also has a son. Remember that son, the infamous
the bat, the one who was wielding the bat in the corporator.
You know, the bat on all those.
Or the Indore corporator. Yes.
And the fact is, you see, Kailash Vijaywargiya's stint in Bengal, I don't think is going very well.
So for our viewers, wondering what is the Kailash Vijaywargiya factor, he's somebody extremely influential, powerful in Madhya Pradesh politics. At some point of time, there was a rumored rift that had come in between Shivraj Singh Chauhan and his Commerce and Industry Minister, which was Kailash Vijaywargiya, because there was that was the level of rivalry. That was the kind of rumor, which is why he was pushed to the center, and then of course he went on to take a role in West Bengal and so on and so forth, was asked to sort of move away from the state politics, but nevertheless he has a huge hold in the state. So Joyita, what is the Kailash Vijaywargiya factor here?
So that is the, I mean, it is said that Kailash Vijaywargiya wants to be BJP CM in Madhya Pradesh. So obviously Shivraj Singh Chauhan also has to do a lot of protection of his turf, considering, and I don't think that he's being considered for the center. Right now he wants to be in the state. But think of it like this, 15 months back, the state actually voted against him. He had a tough time retaining, he could not retain the state. However, the fight, and Madhya Pradesh was considered or is considered to be a bastion for the RSS and the BJP. It is saffron to the core. In spite of that, you see, I mean, after say 15 years that he was in government, anti-incumbency was huge. So he could not. So I don't see how he can, you know, with these kind of manipulations, you know, bringing in 2 MLAs or 3 MLAs, how the public demand for good governance be fulfilled. If the Kamal Nath government is not performing, because it has got many contradictions, it will fall on the, you know, the pressure of its own contradictions.
But I don't see how the
how the BJP is going to benefit from it. I don't understand.
Both KC Sharma and Sumit Peer want to respond. KC Sharma first, in the spirit of fairness, and then Sumit. Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. In our party, nobody think about the individual, whether it is the Shivraj ji or Kailash Vijayvargiya. We think about the organization, and organization work by taking all people's consent and their opinion. So let me tell you one thing, in Madhya Pradesh, our entire party is united, and we are trying to form a government whenever it is possible for us, because there are a lot of discomfort into the Congress. You can say lot of MLAs, they don't want to remain with the Congress, they don't want to remain in this government, they don't want to continue support this government, because they are feeling isolated, they are feeling humiliated, because they are not able to do anything on the ground which they should do to get repeat themselves as a MLA. So that is the situation. In our party, everything is fine, everything is all right, and whenever, whatever party will decide, our leadership will follow it, so there is not a problem at all.
Okay, Sumit, very quickly, then I need to slip into a short break. Yes.
Ma'am, the point is that if you have a lot of infighting and your MLAs are not satisfied, aren't you opening a wedge? Aren't you opening an opportunity for other side to go? Because in MP, you see, Congress has also squabbled the alliance. They didn't have an absolute majority. They needed few MLAs which they got from here and here.
Yes.
So it is a kind of a, it's almost, we don't know when they will reach the tipping point. Few mistakes here and there, things can turn any side.
Okay, so I think that argument is more valid for Maharashtra than for MP. It's largely a safe government. What's happening in Madhya Pradesh, two sides, both sides in fact, BJP and Congress, trying to create fissures in the opposite camp, and both sides are struggling with some sort of disgruntlement in terms of their rank and file. Let's get in Syed Abbas as well to tell us more about it. Syed Abbas, you know, the question that everybody is asking is, there are still 3 MLAs missing, and there is 1 Congress MLA who has resigned. So it's not like everything is still under control, as the Congress leadership has been saying all along.
Well, 3 is quite a number, I'd say, you know, keeping all the politics that is taking place. Also, we need to understand that the Congress MLA that resigned, there has certainly been a bone of contention for which Mr. Kamal Nath hasn't paid heed to. Also, we need to bring the fact that the Bharatiya Janata Party is excellent when it comes to resort politics and poaching skills. There have been many records from the land of Karnataka, where I belong, where they have tried to buy out MLAs like sheep and herds and cattle, so on and so forth. But we need to understand that in a democracy and a complete good, clean functioning, there needs to be a stability in the current government, which has been a lack in the case of Congress and, as a matter of fact, BJP. But I think the Kamal Nath government will go strong for its complete tenure, hopefully. 3 is a number. I'm sure they are quite confident that most of them or all of them are back, apart from the 3. And I think this number they should be able to steer clean through.
Okay, so the government is hopeful and is on a sure footing as far as Kamal Nath's government in Madhya Pradesh is concerned. Respond to that, KC Sharma.
Let me remind Dr. Saab, we haven't made a government into the Delhi. We could make in 2013. We didn't try to make a government in a Karnataka also by buying or whatsoever term you are using. You know it. The JDU and Congress formed the government and they could not continue. After that, we formed the government again over there. The same thing we could do into the Maharashtra
GDS,
also. We did not try.
GDS.
We got an opportunity, we made a government, and then we simply, humbly resigned because we were not having a, you can say, majority. So we did not try even buying the MLA in a Maharashtra. So please do not blame us. We are playing, or we are doing our job.
Okay.
We are serving the people.
So this is not the BJP is doing, is what we've been listening for the last 3 days. Yes, Syed Abbas. Yes, go ahead.
Response.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, quick response. Okay, my dear friend, do you know that a lot of ministries have been offered to those Congress MLAs and JDS MLAs who brought down the government?
Lies.
This is how you pose.
This is all
also,
lies.
As a matter of fact, it is
all
the
lies.
JDS.
We are not. We do not believe in this.
JDS, not
we
the
do
JDU.
not believe in this.
Not lies, sir.
We believe in a
Let me tell
principle
you,
politics.
Do you know who is Anand Singh? I'll complete, my friend. Anand Singh was the MLA who brought down this government, who was found to be in Mumbai, and the same person who has done crimes with the Karnataka Forest Ministry Act has been given the Forest Ministry. What an irony, sir. I can give you a list out of all the MLAs who got plum
this is
ministerial
all your
post.
own thoughts.
So that is how
it is having a no true
ministry.
It
And
is
that is
having
why
a
they resigned.
No, KC
It is
Sharma, the
having no
Anand Singh
merit.
episode is correct.
No,
And
the
that's
thing-
actually
the thing
something
is- the thing-
that's something that Yadurappa as the chief minister should have
Madam,
been very
you
very
need
aware
to
of.
understand there are the two things. One, the MLA is not satisfied with its current party or MP or whatever, or means you can say chief minister. Though they are free because we are in a democracy. They can resign and they can support to other people also. In Karnataka, MLA resigned and then they supported the BJP. So what is the wrong into that? Because if they feel like the MP, government feel or MP CM feel, they can get
Sir,
BJP
you're agreeing to
MLAs resign, then
you're
get them
agreeing
resign.
to,
Because they
the
cannot do
fact
it.
that I stated here, Sir, we need to understand in the world of politics what is an Ayaram Gayaram. Anand Singh, as a matter of fact, is known for that. Not just that,
when
the
you
number of
are
felonies he has, the
by
number of
giving
crimes he has,
something
he
or
does not
offering
fit to be a
something, you
forest
are getting
minister.
without
I
getting
understand
resign them.
He supported Yadurappa, so there was a deal. There was a clear handshake.
this is
handshake
lie.
and
Please
deal.
do not-
The deal came through. He
Please
brought
do
down
not
the government and he was
confuse.
offered a
Do not
given a
spread
plum ministerial
misinformation.
post.
They
But you know
resigned,
that
then
there are
they
many other-
again
let me
got
tell you,
elected,
there
then
are
only
many
they
other
supported BJP.
MLAs who deserve it, but they will not get it. Why? Because Yadurappa ji had to clean the deal. He made a deal and he had to strike through. There was a clear
Yadurappa ji
handshake.
formed the government
But those
because
deserving
JDU and
BJP
Congress
You know,
were
this is about
failed.
Kamal Nath
They
and
were
not
badly
Yadurappa.
failed.
Both
They
of
were
you.
badly failed.
This is not about
Same thing in
Yadurappa. This is
Madhya
about
Pradesh.
Kamal Nath.
Kamal Nath government
Both of
is
you.
badly failing.
This is not
They are
about
not able to do
Yadurappa.
even 10%.
BSY के ऊपर नहीं है ये debate. The debate is about Kamal Nath.
It is
The
JDS,
farmers are
not
not getting
JDU.
assistance.
Acha.
And they are completely failed. That
It is
why MLA
JDS,
are
sir, not JDU.
supported and
It is
they want
Janata
to
Dal
look for
secular.
other options.
You are erring. I think you're thinking of Bihar. Bihar Nitish Kumar ji is JDU,
Whether we are
sir.
talking
This is
about
JDS in
Madhya Pradesh
Karnataka,
or
not
going to the
JDU.
Karnataka
Please
and
stand
Bihar,
corrected there.
I think you don't want to talk about the Madhya Pradesh because you know it. Madhya
That is
Pradesh
because you
government
questioned me, I gave you an answer.
Is not in a good position and
I'm
their
basically
chief
giving you the
minister is not doing
hypothesis
a good
and
work.
proving it that BJP is a master of poaching, sir.
That is
BJP
wrong.
masters
BJP
the
is
art
master
of
of serving the
kidnapping
people
MLAs
with
and
a good
flying them
governance.
also.
That is why
Do you
we
know
retained the
that?
government in many states. We came back. we came
Good
back
job,
with
sir.
a
This is not
majority in
Kapil Sharma show.
2019. We are very
My
good
dear,
into
this is not
doing
Kapil Sharma show.
good governance and serving the people. Nothing else.
Sir, can you tell
We
me
are
who is Vikas?
ideology-based party. We are
Who is
only the
Vikas, sir?
ideology-based
Can you tell
party.
me?
Okay,
What
so-
good governance are you doing? Scam after scam, from demonetization to PMC
That
to
is
yes bank.
your
What
mindset.
economy
That is
is
the
the
problem
government
about
doing,
your
sir?
mind.
What kind of
Okay,
economy
both
is
of you.
There
this?
is not a
Both of
single-
People are
you.
dying. People
You know,
are
let me get it.
dying.
Sumit
After
Peer and
this,
Joyita
no
Basu, who've been
single
very
allegation
patiently
against
listening
our
so
You
far.
need to
PM and
do-
government.
All right,
You
all
know
right.
who
Let
is
me come in there. I'm sorry.
No
Both of
single
you have
evidence.
just been
No single
going
evidence.
all over the
Do not
countryside
spread the lie.
and evading
It
the
shows
issue of
your-
Madhya Pradesh.
it shows your hate to
Joyita,
the
do
PM.
you now expect this
After
to
jokes,
only
sir, you are
intensify?
It's not a comedy
You
show.
only
Point the
expect
finger on
this
the
to
PM.
intensify on both sides with just few days left for Rajya Sabha filing of
Whether-
nomination.
Please
Yeah,
do not carry your hate
a lot
in the
of it has
discussion.
to do
Talk
with
on
the
to the
Rajya Sabha
facts.
thing that is going on in Madhya Pradesh.
Hello.
In fact, we will get a better idea of it once the names are announced, particularly from the side of the Congress. And because I do not see whether Priyanka Vadra will be accommodated from Madhya Pradesh, because there are two other states that are talking about Priyanka Vadra, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. But yes, I don't see these things settling before the Rajya Sabha names are announced.
Sumit?
I think, ma'am, the issue is beyond Rajya Sabha seats. There's a lot of undercurrent in the Congress camp in MP, and it is just coming out. I think only thing we can hope is that the fissures are only going to widen because the undercurrents are strong. And MP politics is bipolar. It's Congress or BJP only. There's no third option as a possibility.
Then how do you explain to BJP lawmakers meeting Kamal Nath?
You know, I mean, they can also
If
meet
the
what
undercurrent
KC
is so
Sharma ji
strong
said.
and things are falling
They can
apart.
also meet. They can meet. What is the problem? If Mr. Kamal Nath is capable, let him meet anybody. Who BJP KC Sharma ji has said, मिलने कोई problem नहीं है. So I mean, if BJP is meeting, we are not saying they are poaching. Why on the other side they can't always accuse of poaching, right? If they are good, if their policies are good, let people meet each other. There is no compulsion that you cannot meet. But let only time will say how the things are, because it's a bipolar state. You know, it's this or this. And these are all politicians who we are talking about. They're smart people. They know where to align.
So, of course, politics is about smart calculations. It's also about immediate political survival as well.
And long term also.
That's very important, and that's exactly what Rajya Sabha calculations are here telling us in terms of who would be the candidates. And just one last question: if you actually do not have either a Scindia being accommodated, a Scindia not being accommodated, then Syed Abbas, do you expect a full-blown, faction-driven war inside the Congress party, with now Jyotiraditya Scindia picking up the cudgels?
Gauriji, I'm very glad that you asked me this question. As a matter of fact, it is known, I also discussed in your show, there have been 3 power centers, 3 lobbies, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh. It's bound to be. But we need to understand that the mantle needs to be given to the younger one. I think to me, as a leader, somebody who's dynamic, articulate, certainly Jyotiraditya needs to be given the mantle. But also we need to understand any of these, they need to work for the betterment of the Indian National Congress, and being state-wise leaders, they need to understand how to take the party steer clear through. Because right now the way we see Congress is in bad shape. They are day by day being decimated. Delhi elections is one proof, and many more to go. So it's high time that there is that takes place, introspection to the way forward. But one thing I'd like to add, 10 seconds that I'd like to add on is the simple fact that there needs to be very strong. These MLAs who jump ship must be dealt with iron fist, iron hands, for the reason because
there is the anti-defection law.
An MLA who jumps ship, jumps the party, holds no good. There needs to be a Yes, that needs to be coming through, because without which they use the Supreme Court and they have good lawyers, they are able to escape. That must not happen.
The anti-defection law is very robust, and maybe another day when we come back and talk about what were the circumstances under which it was brought in.
But if Congress puts its house in order, there's no need for this. Then let them put their house in order.
Okay, all eyes, as I said, on who will be the names and how soon they come out, and the repercussions that will follow on both sides. Thanks so much for watching this episode of The Big Debate.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.